You want to know one of the biggest problems, issues, when you're an expert in a market or you're really good at what you do, is that generally speaking, the person who's worse than you is going to do a better job at selling what you sell than you. And this comes because of the fact of incompetent confidence, right? So when you know like 1 to 2% about something, it's the natural human reaction, unless you unless you've done the work around this. It's the normal human reaction and response to believe that you know a lot more than you actually know. So I see this a lot of the times with like business coaches or business mentors that have had like 1 or 2 successful businesses, and they don't understand why they were actually successful, right? Like, were they successful because they just got the right client, or they had the right, they had the right market? There's a lot of times where somebody can have success not because of any methodology, framework, strategy, expertise, simply because of the fact that either they were at the right time in the right place and they don't know the difference, or they got lucky, which is kind of based on one, or simply based on the fact that confidence can bring you really far, right? Like, being confident can bring you really, 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 really far, even if you aren't necessarily good at what you do. And so what it does, the problem with this is that it creates an issue where you're competing with people that make it so your industries, kind of gets a bad name, that are able to sell better than you, because when you have incompetent confidence, you're like, oh my God, this is going to work. Like, this system works. When in reality, when you're an expert, you've seen so much, like, you know the reality so much that you don't oversell something, or you carry yourself in a different light, in a different way. And so the problem with this is the fact that you're like, oh my God, that person, are you serious? Right? And of course, even if with as much love in your heart about, just the human experience, you're like, this is ridiculous. And so the other problem is there's no real like solution to this. There's no like, easy way to be able to deal with this, simply due to the fact that incompetent confidence has so much confidence. And it's the peak level of confidence you're ever going to have. And so then there's the other element of it that I see people that have that incompetent confidence, and then they actually realize that they weren't that great, or they weren't as experienced, and then their business takes an entire nosedive because they lost the confidence that was able to actually build a business to start with, right? And so this is something I see every single day of my life, being in the online space, when it's not particularly hard to start a business and say that, hey, I can do this and that and everything else. And for the person who is really good at what you do, my response always is, you can deliver something that those people can't, number one. And number two, you need to put all your effort now into your marketing and sales, because it's really easy to compete with those people. And here's the reason why. While those people may be able to crush it in energy and confidence, when you're in a room with someone, true competent confidence doesn't have to prove anything, okay? So there's a proving energy that occurs when you have incompetent confidence. Like, there's this look at me, like, how amazing am I, right? But when you have true competent confidence that comes from experience and true wisdom, it flips the script. It is, this is how it works. This is what I've seen. This is how I've done it. It comes from a place of, true, pure support versus look at me and how I've done this in this kind of like cocky, confident way, right? And so if you get good at marketing and sales, if you get good at being able to package that, and you get good at your relevancy and being able to understand how to position it, and you're unstoppable, because you actually not only am able to get results with people, but when someone actually spends time around you, they know the difference between incompetent confidence and true, actual, battle-tested confidence. So, get good at marketing and sales, Get out there, do your thing, don't get discouraged. And, you know, I have love for that person who's at that stage in their journey. But for the true experts, you know, we've got to get better at our marketing and sales and actually waking up and being confident.